Hello, Wake Up New Zealand, Carol Sakey speaking. He iwi tahi tatou. Let us be all one people. And for that, I could be called racist and white supremacist because I have actually said this. This is totally opposite to what the government wants, Ardern's government, the Maori Party, PUAPUA, who propose the He PUAPUA. Anyone who opposes the He PUAPUA is called white supremacists and racists. Whether they are Pacifica or whether they have Maori blood, they are still called white supremacists, and it's becoming more and more insane. And Paka and Waititi, they are urging the police to actually do something about these white supremacist groups, organisations who oppose He PUAPUA because they are calling them racist. They are saying that the police are acting on double standards and even character assassinating the police. They're not talking about what they should be talking about, how the police have actually just done this big, massive raid and taken meth and dangerous drugs, cocaine, out of New Zealand, done all these busts, arresting over 200 people, some gang members. They're not saying this, and we should be holding the police up there for doing this because it's protecting New Zealanders. They're not saying how a bill laid stagnant all last year to protect police when they go to gang headquarters. That just laid stagnant there while draconian laws were rushed through Parliament to control law-abiding citizens. And during that time, a police officer out at West Auckland being gunned down by a young crim. And still they didn't act on this bill in Parliament. So supporting the police? No. And what is the Maori Party doing? They're character assassinating the police. No one in Parliament is holding the police up there for what they have just done for all New Zealanders. Got all these dangerous drugs out off the streets. No, they choose not to speak about that. They choose not to speak about Tarrant, an Australian citizen. And out of the Royal Commission report it said they had no communication with these so-called New Zealand right-wing groups, these so-called right-wing extremist groups, the white supremacist groups. None. And the SIS said they were busy looking the other way. So what way were they looking? Well, you only have to go to the New Zealand police site to see where they were looking. When you see almost 20 designated terrorists in New Zealand, including Hamas, Palestinian Liberation Front, etc., etc., the true terrorists. And Tarrant is amongst that lot. He has been added. They don't talk about how a police officer was threatened to be decapitated as his car was rammed down in the South Island, deliberately so, where this maniac had 2 knives strapped to his leg and purposely went and smashed into this police car and then smashed his car window as the police officer managed to call for backup and go running off with this offender chasing him, shouting out Allah Akbar and quoting the Quran. That's a true terrorist who attempted murder, and his charges were decreased by the courts in Dunedin. He admitted he intended to decapitate a police officer. The police officer was seriously harmed. When do you hear about that in Parliament? No, all we hear about is the race card game, the oppressor-oppressed game, the people destroying the people game. Well, that's what we hear about. The Maori Party, Waititi, Paka, obsessed with the race card game to divide and conquer New Zealanders. Throwing out with the baby's bathwater those beautiful words, let us all be one person, people. He iwi tata tahi tatu. Now let me say that properly, because they are such beautiful words. He iwi tahi tatou. Now, what I suggest to you people on social media, right across Facebook, right across your social media page, I urge you to put on your page these beautiful words, He iwi tahi tatou. Let us all be one people. Let's show it in force. So let's do that today. Share, share, share and subscribe.